But this will actually deploy Argo CD for you as well if you haven't done that before. So I have this main.tf, and there's the cluster deploy here, and then the Kubernetes config here, and then the custom is the helm.tf here. And you'll see I just create a namespace for Argo CD and then use the Helm release. So if you're not familiar with Helm, I'm not going to go into that in this video, but it's a templating software for kubectl YAML files. So if you're using Kubernetes, you really need to be using Helm, so go check it out. I'll leave a link to the docs in the description. But installing the Helm chart for Argo CD, and so that's our baseline. It's a bare bones Kubernetes cluster with Helm or with Argo CD installed. So next from there, what we're looking to do is I have this application here, and this will be the one from my website. So cloudzapp.co. Go check it out if you haven't. But this is what we want to deploy. So it's just a Next.js app that I built, and we're going to host it. There's no backend or anything. It is just Next.js. So we're going to throw it into what we have already, but I'll go through how we did. Throw it into a Docker container and then host that in Kubernetes. So if we get into the repository here, again, this one's public as well. Feel free to check it out. The important things here, and I'm actually going to open this in my terminal. So let me open VS Code. And then what we're looking for here, so we have the S3 deployment, I deployed at CloudFront, but package.yaml. So this is how I actually package it. So we're going to use a GitHub package, which it's basically a container registry. Well, it is a container registry. So you'll see here ghcr.io, and this Git action will, whenever we push to main or whenever workflow dispatch is for triggers manually, so I can go press a button in GitHub, it will do the npm build, npm install, all of those steps, and then create it as a Docker image. And then once that Docker image is built, it will push it to the registry. And that's what these credentials are here for. These are all automatic, by the way. It's not anything that I had to set up that comes with a Git action. So it builds it and then it pushes it, as you see here. So we have a Docker file config here. And again, very simple. It does the build step, and then here's the production state to run it. And then lastly, the Helm. So this is where we actually tell Argo CD what we want to build. So Argo CD points to this part of the repository, the /helm, but it needs to know what to actually build. So that's what the Helm chart is doing. So values.yaml, you will have to update this if you're using this one. The repository should point to the registry that you're using. So mine's GHCR in this case. If you're on AWS, you might be using, I think it's ECR, so you could point to that, or whatever registry. It's really agnostic. But my registry is public, so I don't have to send any credentials. You will, if it's private, which it probably will be in a production state, have to give it some kind of authentication. So with GitHub, you would want to create a kubectl secret with a PAT token, a personal access token, or a project access. So little nuance there, but this is how we're doing it. It's all public. So this tells us what repository we want to pull the image, and then what do we actually do with the image. So chart.yaml, this is not really relevant. They all kind of look like this unless you have some complex stuff going on. Service.yaml, so this is how we actually host the service. So if this is a live server, I mean, you probably have done it if it's live already. But this is where your configuration would be to set up your load balancer and your where you're going to forward the DNS and that sort of thing. So service.yaml here, you shouldn't have to change, well, you'll have to change the name helm-cloudzapp everywhere in these files, but that'll be it. And then deployment.yaml, and again here, if you just change the helm-cloudzapp, all the rest will be the same. But what is this doing? It's creating a deployment of our container that we're hosting in the registry, and then it creates a service to forward proxy the traffic to that container. And so that's what we want to build first, and then I'll forward it to show it working, and then I'll show the changes. So if I go into GitHub here, you'll see we have a recent run for a Git action, build and publish. And then if we come down here to packages, we have one package, and you'll see each one's tagged with a SHA. and it's also the latest is automatically tagged latest. So my my poll will always use the latest tag as defined in values here. So that's the baseline. Now I'm going to go ahead and deploy this. So you can use Argo CD app of apps if you're familiar, and I would recommend that if this is a large application. But for this demo, I'm just going to apply the Helm. So let me CD back, and then let's actually open up my other VS Code. And there, we'll show you the file that we'll be deploying. So we already have Argo CD installed, and you can ignore all of these files, but this Next.js app.yaml. So now this is an Argo project application kind. So this is an application that will be deployed into the Argo CD namespace. And what Argo does is this application now manages the deployment of the Helm chart. So the application goes into the Argo CD namespace, but then that application manages the application or the Helm chart that we're installing into my Clouds app namespace. So you'll see here, here's our namespace, and then again, here's the repo URL, and here's the path. So we're actually going to point back to my GitHub and then into this Helm path. Let me go back here. So if I go to /Helm here, of course that does not work. So open React site and then Helm. And here again, so every Helm chart will have a chart file, a values file, and then templates if it's needed. So we point here, and this is how Argo knows what it's deploying. So now, last thing, I'm going to show you our Argo CD. So if I refresh, you'll see, I might actually have to forward this again. Let me check. So over here in my other terminal, let me run. I'll list all the pods. I have kubectl alias to k, just so everyone knows. So here you'll see again, the cluster is very basic, kube system and Argo CD, that's all we have. Let's get our services. So here's the list of all of our services, and we're gonna port forward. Let me grab that command from up above. So we're gonna port forward the Argo CD server to port 8080 on our local host, and then that's how we access it here. And there is, if you haven't done this before, there will be a secret you have to get. The command to get that will be in the documentation of my README, or you can go look up Argo CD, but just want to throw that out there in case you're having trouble logging in. So here, now that we're in Argo, you'll see there's no apps listed, nothing to be refreshed. So let's come back to our terminal, and I'm going to just find the command that I had before. So here, we're going to do kubectl apply and then -f for the file, and it'll be Helm Argo workloads template Next.js. And again, this is just pointing back to our GitHub repository with the Helm chart. So let's apply that. You'll see application Clouds app created, and instantly it is listed in here. It's synced, and now all of this stuff gets created. So, and it looks like the pod's already running. That was very fast. Let's check. So I already have a namespace called Clouds app, and here we go, our pod's running. So let's see, we're gonna check our services. And it looks like we have our service, and you'll see it's port 80. So again, this is where you'd set that external IP if this is actually live hosted. But now I'm gonna port forward this. I'm going to do this to port 3000, and now it's running. And here you'll see that same application is now running, and I'll go kill that just so you can see that this is where it's coming from. So there you go. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Would love to help with anyone looking to get this kind of setup going. But now we have this hosted, it's directly pulling, and anytime we make changes, we can set the auto sync on this application, on the Clouds app application that's hosted in Argo. And when that auto sync is running, and the other thing actually I should point out is very important in, let me go back here. There's one thing I do want to call out. If you want this to be fully automated. So when I go through and make a change here, it automatically triggers the Git action that creates a new package. And that package is a Docker container that is hosted now in our cluster. But for that to be updated, you need to make sure that pull policy is set to always. If not present, we'll pull. If it's not currently, it pulls it from the repository or the registry into the local machine. If it's not there, then it'll pull. But that means that if you want this to be fully automated, you have to set it to always. And that way, whenever the repository updates, it'll auto sync and then it'll pull the latest. So that's one minor change if you do want this to be fully automated. But yeah, I hope this helps someone. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.